Welcome to the PCFL Show. On this week's episode, we've got highlights from Week 3 and previews of Week 4. The PCFL Show is brought to you in part by 916 Design Studio. For all your design needs, call 916-747-9255. Also by Hosted Sports, the only one-stop place for all sports on the web. Early in the first quarter, the Rattlers turn the ball over after the Bulls snare this interception. But the Rattler defense holds, forced a punt, and then they get on the board with this short run by Carl Mikulon. In the second quarter, this run by Nick Molitano puts the Rattlers into scoring position. And Mike Nichols hits Lee Slaughter for the touchdown. But the Bulls answer back with this deep touchdown pass, making the score 17-7 early in the third quarter. But the Rattlers come right back, moving the ball down the field. Brian Thompson hits DeAndre Montgomery, which sets up another touchdown run by Carl Mikulon. And on their next possession, another touchdown run, this time by Nick Molitano. And before the Bulls even had a chance to get any momentum going, Daniel Garber picks the ball and takes it to the house. And your final score is North Bay Rattlers 42, Tri-Valley Bulls 7. Ducks get on the board first as Cody keeps the ball and takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. But the Barnstormers strike back as Kenny Mills picks the ball and returns it for the score. But on their next possession, the Ducks answer right back as Devin Jones gets behind the defense for 6. With time running out in the half, the Barnstormer defense comes up big with a stop. But a bad snap results in a safety. In the third quarter, the Barnstormers tie it up with this touchdown toss. With about 6 minutes left in the game, the pooch punt is blocked, and it's taken back by Brian Thiel for the touchdown. A late interception by the Barnstormers gives them one last drive. And with 2:10 left remaining, they move the ball down the field, but they fall short in the end. And your final score, Delta Ducks 20, Central Coast Barnstormers 14. The Spartans get on the board first as Nate Allen picks the ball and takes it to the house for the touchdown. The Islanders answer back with an interception of their own as Pocky Gordon snares the ball. But Mark Ramos takes it right back for the Spartans. And takes it about 90 yards for the score. But the Islanders answer back as Sal Washington takes it in for the touchdown. And later on in the game, with time running out, Miles Gates hits Danielle Crane, who makes an incredible grab on the sidelines. Using his feet to keep the play alive, Miles scrambles out and finds Jihad Mahassan in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. But the point after is no good, and the Spartans hold on to win. Your final score, Salinas Valley Spartans 14, Pacifica Islanders 13. Wet conditions made it hard on both teams. Here the ball slips out and TJ Wood alertly grabs it and runs. Nearing the end of the half, Scotty Cordier hits John Mosley for a huge gain. Then Cordier rolls out and hits Mosley for 14 yards, putting the Outlaws on the goal line. And with 30 seconds left in the half, Scotty Cordier hits Terrell Woodall for the touchdown. Both teams moved the ball in the second half. Both had missed field goals in the wet conditions, but a late fourth quarter stop forces an Outlaw punt, setting up one last Fury drive. Here on fourth down, Logan Hollis hits Steve Dickinson for the first down to keep the drive alive. But with time running out, an Outlaw sack seals the win. And your final score is South Beach Outlaws 7, Capital City Fury nothing.
You are watching the PCFL Show with your host, Angry Mike.
The Chiefs get on the board first. Here as Ray Hewitt hits Austin Winston for the touchdown. And on their second possession, Ray Hewitt hits Andrew Smith for the score. But before the War Angels can answer back, there's a fumble on the exchange and the ball is loose. Andrew Willis pulls it out the pile and takes off for the touchdown. In the second quarter, Greg Parker hits Johnny Walker for the touchdown, putting the War Angels on the board. The Chiefs answer right back as Ahmad Lewis takes the kickoff and takes it the distance for the score. And nearing the end of the half, quarterback Greg Parker takes a huge hit but delivers the ball for Earl Williams for the touchdown. And in the third quarter, Greg Parker hits Johnny Walker again to bring the War Angels within a score. In the fourth quarter, the War Angels tie it up with this strike to Dwayne Whitfield. The War Angels take the lead on this run by Curtis Berry. And Robert Tirado extends their lead with this quarterback sneak. Ray Hewitt hits Brian Smith to bring the Chiefs within one score. They recover the onside kick but are unable to convert. And your final score is Richmond War Angels 40, Solano Chiefs 33. The Rhinos and Eagles game was another low-scoring defensive battle. Here Al Gilbert hits Leonard Collins. And with less than a minute and a half, Sean McCauley hits Jason Swell for the touchdown. The Eagles got into the red zone, but were stopped on downs by the Rhino defense. Later on in the game, Devin Saxon hits Dimitri Vigil for 27 yards. And Alan Webster finishes the drive with this touchdown run. But the extra point is no good, and it sends the game into overtime. Anthony Gagliano puts the field goal through in overtime to take the lead by 3. But the Rhinos answer back as Blake Linnell hits Leonard Collins Jr., who goes down at the 2-yard line. And a quarterback sneak by Linnell breaks the plane and secures the win. Your final score, California Rhinos 12, San Jose Eagles 9. Let's take a look at our performers of the week.
You're watching the PCFL Show.
The Spartans have shown they can get it done with a stout, opportunistic defense and a strong running game. Can they balance that attack and put more points on the board? Especially against the Chiefs offense that's shown it can put up points when it's clicking. The question is can the defense stop giving up the big play? The Salinas Valley Spartans take on the Solano Chiefs this Saturday, April 5th. Kickoffs at 5 o'clock at Vaca Christian High School. Sponsored by Mako of Vacaville, collision repair and auto painting. The Golden State Giants are looking for their first win of the season. They should be fresh coming off their bye week. But was the extra time enough to prepare for one of the 2 remaining unbeaten teams in the league? And can the South Beach Outlaws maintain the intensity and not fall prey to what could be a classic trap game? Giants, Outlaws, 3 o'clock at Miramonte High School in Orinda. Sponsored by Pittsburgh Smog. Call 925-432-PASS. The Rhinos are riding high after an overtime win against the Eagles. Last year, their game against the Ducks was a close one. Can the Rhinos defense do it again, especially against a tough Delta Ducks team that's just starting to figure out their 2014 identity? The winner gains ground, the loser falls to 500. The California Rhinos take on the Delta Ducks Saturday at Grant Union High School. Kickoffs at 4 o'clock. Sponsored by DKS Electric. Call 916-945-2147. The majority of points scored against the Bulls have been scored in the second half. They need to show a little bit more consistency and play all 4 quarters of the game, especially against a Fury team that feels like they've got something to prove. They dropped a close one to the Outlaws and need to show that they can play a complete game for 4 quarters. The Tri-Valley Bulls take on the Capital City Fury this Saturday at Luther Burbank High School in Sac. Kickoffs at 4 o'clock. Sponsored by Furious Uniforms, high-quality uniforms and custom t-shirt designs. Both the Barnstormers and the Islanders find themselves in the same boat. They've both lost close, competitive games. And while it's so early in the season, you can't say that this is a must-win, but there definitely should be a sense of urgency to put it all together. The Central Coast Barnstormers take on the Pacifica Islanders Saturday, 2 o'clock at Terra Nova High School, sponsored by Danny Chan Chiropractic. Call for an appointment today. The Richmond War Angels showed great poise in coming back from a 21-point deficit. Can they continue to grow by not spotting such a lead in the first place? They'll be facing a San Jose Eagles team that has a chip on their shoulder. They're looking to prove that they can win those close games. The key for them will be to get off to a faster start than they have in the last 2 weeks. The Richmond War Angels take on the San Jose Eagles this Saturday, Yerba Buena High School in San Jose. Kickoffs at 6 o'clock. That's it for another episode of the PCFL Show. It was an exciting weekend, and this week looks to be the same, but with better weather, so go check out a game. Also, be sure to share the show links on Facebook. The more we get out into our communities, the more people we get coming to our games. Also, check out thepcfl.com for more info. I'm your host, Angry Mike, and I'll see you next week.